The only thing stopping you from a perfectly harmonious, happily ever after, romantic, unconditionally loving relationship is the ego. Is Een Laq. I'm asking to be connected directly to the souls of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt to help them heal their hearts through this video. Greetings, dear souls. I am Crispy, a Gaian emissary of light, and I'm here to bring to you the divine Mayan Zolkin through the lens of Mayan embodiment. Today I'm talking directly to the souls of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I'm going to show you exactly how you can be happily ever after. Because, my friends, I am another you. You are another me. We are one God-sciousness. First of all, Angelina, you are born on tone 4 of the serpent glyph. You are called stabilizing serpent. Brad, you are born on tone 4 of the rainstorm glyph, stabilizing rainstorm. You are both tone 4. Now, there are some qualities about all tone 4 people and tone 4 days that they all share. For example, they like to know the definitions. They like to measure things. They like boundaries. They like to define. They like to have the foundation set out. They make a foundation. They like to know who's in charge. They like the rules of the game to be known. The 4 pillars to the Maya represents the 4 directions going out in infinity. So the word wholeness and completeness. It's the 4 colors of the Mayan calendar. It's the 4 times of day, being sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight. And it is the 4 bodies, the human body, starting with the physical body, which is you, all the red people, Angelina. And it is the emotional body, the Western people, the water, element of water, Bradley, such as yourself. It is also the element of fire, which I like to call the thinking body. And then, of course, we have all of the white glyphs who represent the spiritual body. So the number 4 is incredibly powerful and significant to all of the Mayan people. So both of you represent those things. Now, the serpent, being red, is very physically oriented. And the rainstorm, being blue, is very emotionally oriented. All of us have all 4 bodies, my friends, okay? But here's the cool thing, especially about you two. All serpents have the rainstorm as their right-hand man, and therefore all rainstorms have the serpent as their divine feminine guide. Fascinating. Angelina, some people who share your Mayan birthday are Ken Wilbur, Lahiri Mahasaya, and Russell Brand. Bradley, you have the exact same Mayan birthday as Jack Black. And you guys should do a movie together. I'll let you two work that out. Sheryl Sandberg and Dr. Seuss are all stabilizing rainstorms. All tone 4 people have the same tones in their 4 guide positions. Everyone has 4 guides. Now, here's the simple way to find out. Starting with you on tone 4, you go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is your past wisdom guide tone. 10 is your divine feminine guide tone. 11 is your divine masculine guide tone. And 12, you guessed it, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12 is your future vision guide. The past wisdom and the divine masculine are the right-hand side using the left brain logic. Okay? The divine feminine and the future vision envisioning the future comes from your right mind. It's so simple, so beautiful. Now, of course, your glyphs are different in those positions, but here's the cool thing. Aside from having each other in your divine feminine and divine masculine positions, you also share 2 other similarities. All serpents have in their divine feminine the monkey. And for you, Angelina, being tone 10 you have in this position, 9, 10. Tone 10 is manifesting monkey. And I just did the most manifesting monkey I could even possibly imagine Mayan embodiment video about 10 days ago. Joe Rogan somehow is your divine feminine guide. Isn't that fascinating? And here's a couple other people that might help you understand this position a little better. Barbara Brennan, Alistair Crowley, and D.T. Suzuki are all exemplars of your divine feminine guide. Manifesting monkey. Very interesting. Again, it's blue. It's very emotional. It's tone 10, which is the heart chakra, just like you, being tone 4. Tone 4, tone 10, heart chakra. Now, for all people who are born standing on the rainstorm glyph, the monkey is their past wisdom guide. And remember the tone? Tone 9, which is patient. Isn't that nice? Patient monkey, Bradley, is your past wisdom guide. Let's take a look at some of those exemplars. Dustin Hoffman, Roxanne Meadows, Dan Millman, and Serena Williams. So those 4 people can help you learn something about your childhood, your maybe lessons you needed to learn from your parents or your grandparents, lessons you did learn. And if you did not learn them, you need to learn. You need to parent yourself, Brad. We're going to get into that a little bit later, too. Now, the other glyph that the 2 of you share is called corn. It is the 13th glyph of 20. It is also called cane or reed or even bamboo. And Angelina, it is your future vision guide. And your tone here, do you remember? 9, 10, 11, 12 means understanding. And The only person I know right now who is understanding corn on the Mayan calendar is Lee Carroll, who channels Cryon. So Angelina, I think you need to read all of his books and watch all of his videos, because he is pulling you forward into the future by your Lemurian bootstraps, also Pleiadian. Now, Bradley, your divine masculine guide is tone 11 of the corn glyph, and that is resolving corn. Resolution, resolving, resolving. Corn, pillars of light, bamboo, the home, family. That's part of what makes all rainstorms who they are, is having that powerful energy of corn, pillars of light, as their divine masculine guide. Now, tone 11, resolving corn. Here's some examples. Alicia Silverstone, James Brown. Ha! I can't do that, sorry. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And my personal favorite, sorry, gotta play favorites here, Dr. Gabor Mate is resolving pillars of light, home and family, corn. And that, Brad, is your divine masculine guide. Truly. Now, Bradley, I have to give you a little bit more of information about your divine feminine guide, which is, if you recall, 9, 10, tone 10, manifesting serpent. The only person I have on my list for that is Mr. Joseph Anthony Arguelles, also known as Jose Arguelles. This is a really tricky one here. If you know anything about Mayan anything, you'll know that the Spanish Catholics went to Mexico about 500 years ago and took everything they could possibly smash and smashed it, and burned everything they could possibly burn and burn it. And they stole all of the gold they can find and a bunch of other things. And Jose Arguelles, it's not his real name. That was his kind of like Stephen Colbert version of his name. He was Joe Arguelles, born in Newark. But anyway, some people say he stole the Mayan calendar from them and changed everything and then repackaged it and sold it as the dream spell. Ignore it. It skips a day every 4 years, ka-chung, and it calls that day Zero God Day, or actually Zero Hunab Ku Day. And to the Maya, the Hunab Ku is the one and only giver of movement and measure. It is the great central sun and black hole at the epicenter of the omniverse. So what the dream spell people are saying is every 4 years on February 29th, there is no time or space or God or anything. It's just a joke. Ignore it. Sorry. Now, where was I? Whew. All right, so that's a good example of how not to be with your divine feminine energy, my friend. Now, one more thing. In my second time going to Vipassana meditation course, I had an extremely intense breakthrough because I brought it on myself, which you can see at this video here if you are interested for the full story. And after an earth-shattering breakthrough, which was actually extremely uncomfortable and awful, and which I decided I had ruined my life and I would kill myself. At that instant, I heard the word forgive. In every cell of my body, and I collapsed. And I realized it was the solution to my whole existence. And then later, about a year later, I came across this book and its companion. And this is 750,000 words, okay? So if you guys haven't read it, let me sum it up in one word. That's it. Now, as part of Mayan embodiment, there is a very concrete and succinct 4-statement process to forgiveness. About a year later, I found out about Ho'oponopono, which is basically the same thing. But Mayan embodiment version is a little more all-encompassing, in my humble opinion. And here it is. You can use it with each other. You can use it with any human being. You can use it with any organization or group of people, and it will have the same effect. Now, let me be very blunt with you both. The only thing stopping you from a perfectly harmonious, happily ever after, romantic, unconditionally loving relationship is the ego. The ego hates to love and the ego loves to hate. In fact, you know what? Do read this. There is no better expose on the ego than this. And interesting thing, you could read this and you can maybe do a course with or get some counseling from Marianne Williamson, who's rather an expert. She can show you how to be fully embodying your divine masculine powers. And I need to say to you both, nobody can be divinely masculine without the divine feminine. And vice versa. Nobody can be divinely feminine without embodying your divine masculine powers, because the creator of the omniverse is divinely masculine and divinely feminine. We've been sold a bad deal here. We've been brainwashed. We've been washed is not the right word. We've been tortured into believing God is a man with a beard sitting up here judging people. That is completely false. God-sciousness is divine femininity and divine masculinity completely harmoniously creating everything that exists. Now, the last thing I can tell you is this. If you get together with your 6 children, and the 8 of you talk about that one event as reported by the media. That's all I know. That seemed to be the cause of the split. That seemed to be the cause of the split. It needs to be talked about. Maybe there should be one facilitator there. The talking stick needs to be passed. Souls need to be bared. Forgiveness, deep apologies need to happen. It's time to man up. It's time to divinely feminine up. It's time to become your soul. Embody your soul. Drop the ego. It's not helping. It is hurting. It always will. Now, I've been coming to you from my heart, from my soul the whole time, and it is from my heart and soul that I say to you both, Bradley, Angel, I am another you. You are another me. We are one God-sciousness. Namaste.